And this kind of thing happens to all women, but the rate at which women are misdiagnosed or undiagnosed completely is exponentially higher for Black women. And it's like, of course. I think people may be confused by the term strong Black woman and think we're like immortal, which I understand is confusing because we never age. I'm actually 72 years old. I just drink a lot of water. And thankfully, more people are talking about this issue. It's more in the zeitgeist, it's more in the news cycle. The latest thing that happened that got the whole country talking was Serena Williams almost died after giving birth to her child because doctors didn't listen to her when she asked them to scan for blood clots. Who wouldn't listen to Serena Williams? Is this hospital just full of referees from the US Open? And thankfully, she's healthy and safe. Thankfully, her baby's healthy and safe. And thankfully, she feels comfortable enough sharing her story with us. Because this kind of thing doesn't just happen to celebrities like Serena Williams. It happens to people in my family, in my friend group. It happened to me. Years ago, I got hit by a car. You should see the car. Just kidding, I didn't even see the car. Maybe if the car had eyelashes, it would have seen me. And I did everything I was supposed to do to be on the road. I was in a crosswalk. I looked to my left, didn't see anything. Looked to my right, didn't see anything. Looked back to my left, saw a Chevy Yukon coming very fast towards me. It clipped me at my knees. I rolled up on the hood, bounced off, hit my head on a different car on a different lane. Because I'm an overachiever. Not only did I get hit by a car, but I hit a car. And then I hit the ground, and most of the impact happened on my arm, and that's actually where I get the scar from. And I've had people in my life ask me if I want to get this cosmetically removed, but I actually really like having the scar, because it's a nice reminder. It reminds me that I went through something, and that tomorrow's not promised. And that danger's at every corner. You gotta keep your head on a swivel. You never know when someone's gonna come out of nowhere and try to make your life hell when you're just minding your own damn business, and maybe that's where some of the anxiety comes from. Starting to see. And thankfully, someone saw this whole accident and they called 911 immediately. I guess they were not on their way to brunch. And the ambulance came, and when you're in an accident like that, they have to take your clothes off to assess the damage. But they can't like shimmy your clothes off of you because they don't know what's broken. So they have to cut them off of you. And they sliced up my favorite pair of acid wash jeans. And that's the real tragedy here. And you know that saying that's like, make sure you're wearing clean underwear in case you get hit by a car. Thank God I was. I had just gone to the gym, worked out, showered, and changed there, which is also great because I was on my period at the time. And if they had cut up my leggings post-workout, they would have been like, it's worse than we thought. She's bleeding everywhere. And there was a cup inside her? What happened here? But thankfully that wasn't the case. And they took me to the hospital, and I was waiting in my stretcher bed, waiting to go into the x-ray room. And this nurse comes up to me, not my nurse, just a nurse. And he goes, what are you in for? And I was like, am I in prison? And is this the beginning of a porn? What are you in for? And once I realized that was not what was happening, I told the nurse, I got hit by a car. And he goes, oh man, that sucks. And I was like, yeah, man. Can I get some ice or some painkillers? I'm pretty sure nothing's broken on me. I'm just in a lot of pain. And he goes, oh, we can't do that because if we alleviate the pain, the doctors won't be able to tell what's broken on you. And I was like, I feel like the x-rays will help me with that. But you're the expert. And then I get to the x-ray room with a different nurse, and they want to scan my head because she's an overachiever. And the only scanner they have available is a standing scanner. And the nurse goes, just stand right here on this X. And I was like, I don't think I should be standing. And he goes, no, it's fine, just right here on the X. And I was like, okay, you're the expert. And so I stand on the X, they scan my head, I go to sit down, and I'm like, oh my God, my legs. And he goes, what's wrong? And I was like, I got hit by a car. And he goes, oh, you probably shouldn't have been standing. And I was like, oh, you probably shouldn't have been nursing. And then I'm finally in my medical room, waiting for the doctor. Doctor enters, and she goes, okay, we looked at all your scans. Looks like nothing's broken. You just have some serious bone bruises. And honestly, if we had given you some ice and some painkillers when you first got here, you would have been gone 7 hours ago. And I was like, is this a prank show? Is this what would you do? Is John Quinones and some cameras gonna come out and congratulate me for not choking everyone in this hospital? And I didn't know at the time why that was my hospital experience. But years later, I learned about this term called superhumanization, which sounds like an experiment you have to go through to become an Avenger. But what it actually is racial bias, where people believe that Black people are stronger than we actually are. So there are still people in the medical field who believe things like Black people have thicker skin, our nerve endings aren't as sensitive, we feel less pain. And that explains why they didn't give me pain medication while I was at the hospital and why they were asking me to do things like stand after I got hit by a car. But I think there's a way we can work on this. I feel like there's a way we can get people to believe Black women when we talk about pain. Because people believe Black women when we talk about things being cool. Like, this hairstyle's cool, these nails are cool, this saying is cool. People are like, I like it, I love it, I'll take it. And they do take it. So I wonder if we make illness cool, maybe people will take it away from us. So I propose Black women just need to be out in public saying things like, sickle cell is sick as hell. A diabetes, yeah, sweetie. Dying while giving childbirth, more like dying while giving And then the illness will be gentrified out of our bodies and replaced with white ailments, like a gluten allergy or an aversion to the sun or tennis elbow. And I know tennis elbow does not affect Black women because Serena Williams has been playing for 537 years. It hasn't gotten her yet.